What's up, guys? Cash Boss back today with another movie review. Like what you saw in my last trailer, we are going to be reviewing today Terminator 2 Judgment Day from 1991. Now that we know what we're going to review, let's get started. Okay, guys, so first of all, for my overall rating, I have to give this movie out of 4 stars. I give it 3.5 out of 4 stars. Yep, so almost a perfect score. And for percentage of Rotten Tomatoes, I'd have to say that I would give this movie about 93% Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, I give it a good A grade. So that is my overall rating. And that's according to what a lot of IMDb ratings were. They'd rate this movie around 90 to 93% pretty good and 8.6 out of 10 stars. So they think it was very great too. So now that we got the overall review done, let us head on to my thoughts and recommendation on the film. Okay, guys, so first of all, my recommendation of the film is I definitely would say it is a must see movie. If you are, like I said in my last Terminator movie from 1984, if you saw that review, once again, I apply all of that to this one as well. If you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, a science fiction fan who likes also looking at different timelines, then this is a must see. So, although I would not say that it is completely family appropriate because, I mean, this is still our film, so watch out for your kids or your teenagers there. I'd recommend 15-year-olds or higher should see it. So, yeah, that's pretty much my recommendation. So now my thoughts on the film was I thought this was a very great film. It had the special effects were like really well done. It was upgrading great for computer back then, like things that they weren't able to do in the 80s, but now they were able to do it in the 90s cuz this was a 1991 film. I mean, the effects of like the T1000 if we look right here, what we see here is the T1000 advanced prototype walk under the bridge and out of the fire. I mean, they had to master that effect like on 7 or more different computers. And I mean, that was big for movies back then. Okay, so enough of that. And so that was an example on how computer was kind of like upgrading for movies then. So yeah, special effects were getting better. The acting was pretty good. Everybody's part they played pretty good. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, and of course Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back as the T1000 from. He said that he is Cyberdyne Systems Model 101 is what he's called in this one because he was sent by John Connor from the future to be sent back to 1991 time to protect John as a kid. Or 13. He was supposed to be 13 years old, so I would say teenager. So, yeah, I would say in this movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the bad guy. He is pretty much the hero, the good guy, protagonist. So, and also what I really loved about this movie is that he was kind of a father-like figure to John. Of all of the times through this film that he's been protecting him, because that was his main priority that he was programmed for. So he's been kind of like a close father-like figure that John has never had. Because he's only had his mother, but she's been locked in the LA Mental Institute for most of his life. And he was adopted by foster parents, and they were much, well, what Connor calls them, they were dicks. So, yeah. And also, if you guys did not recognize that the actress Jeanette Goldstein, that she played John Connor's foster mother. Well, if you guys didn't know, Jeanette Goldstein, that was her. She also did Vasquez, the female Marine in the 1986 film uh, with Sigourney Weaver, Aliens, directed by James Cameron. So, and you guys might think that does not look anything like her. Well, guys, I looked on IMDb and the cast of herself, and that is her. It's amazing on what like hair and makeup and looks over the years can do. Because if you remember, that was her in 1986 when she did Aliens. This is 1991 when she's doing Judgment Day. So that was a little connection right there for nice science fiction movies. So she's been in quite some science fiction films as cameos somewhere that you might not even know about. So she's pretty well known. And what I'm also really didn't understand much is what Skynet's creation had to be responsible from. Like, who came up with this whole idea? Well, let's have a look at this clip and what Mr. Dyson has to say about this.
It's not every day that you find out you're responsible for 3 billion deaths. He took it pretty well.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. You're judging me on things I haven't even done yet. How are we supposed to know?
Yeah. Right.
So, I do have to say, it is not like Sarah Connor explained. It's not every day that you find out that you were responsible for like millions or billions of deaths because of something terrible that you created. So he was like the head of like special projects with Cyberdyne Systems, which is the building or headquarter place that he worked at. So yeah, that was a little bit of background about it, of what this whole background story was really about. And of course, one of my favorite scenes in this movie is, I have to say, is this one. Of course, this is when the T-800 Arnold Schwarzenegger is battling T-1000 at the final battle around the end in that melting kind of factory where they crashed the truck into before Arnold had to die in the end. So, yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. Really good movie, well done acting, special effects, good job, and not very bad for a 90s film. And so those are my thoughts. And once again, my recommendation. I do recommend you see it. But watch the kids though, because it's just a lot of strong language in it. That's the only reason why it's rated R. So now let us head on to the conclusion and close this movie review. Okay, guys, so now that we are done, we are going to be closing up this movie review. So, once again, for a sum up, overall rate 3.5 out of 4 stars, 90 to 93% Rotten Tomatoes I give it, so A grade, great job. My thoughts, really well done movie, and my recommendation, recommend that you see it. And also, one more announcement is that this is going to be the last Terminator film that I am going to be reviewing, because Terminator 3 Rise of Machines and Terminator 4 Salvation and Terminator Genesis, they were not really that well reviewed. So, I mean, those were weak. They say the only first two were really good. So, I'm just going to close off my Terminator movie review series up to here. So, I will also leave a voting poll up on the top screen, so click on the button to put in your vote for what movie I should review next with the selections. And if you can't vote up there, just click and see what there is and then list it in the comments down below. And don't forget to press the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And please check on Scott Applier Pop Cult Fans' channel. That'll be listed in the link at the ending credit annotations of his recent reaction video that I believe that he's done. And please give him some love too. And that is pretty much it, guys. So, Cash Vaz, out of here.